24. We're going to create a Power Automate here real quickly. Very excited to show you how we're going to bridge that gap between the candidate and the contact record. Both are crucial. So we're going to register our contact, which will create that contact record in the system. And then after we fill out the form, which I've gone ahead and modified to align with the candidate entity or the table, then we're going to have a result of having a candidate and a contact that both share the same ID so that we can leverage that later in other videos. So let's get started and create our Power Automate job. Let's go into our Power Automate solution. Let's click on New. Let's go Automation, Cloudflow, Automated. Click on Skip. Let's give this a name. Create a candidate when a new contact is registered. Okay, so then what we're going to do is when a row is added, we're going to use this one, but we're going to pick something very specific here. We're going to go and leverage what is called when a row is modified. And then we're going to choose a table here. We're going to go and say it's contacts. And then we're going to choose the organization scope. And then we're even going to filter our rows here. Let's make sure the username is not equal to null. And the state code is equal to 0. And the candidate ID is equal to null. If all that is true, this is only going to run then. Let's name our step just so it's a little more elegant and other developers can read this. When a contact registers for the portal and updates their profile. There we go. Okay, next step, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a new row. Okay, and this is going to be creating the candidate based on contact data. All right, very good. And then we're going to fill all this out together. So we're going to fill out the key pieces that we need to fill out. So here we'll use an expression for the full name, concat. Concat. And then we'll put two strings together with a space in between. So let's go ahead and put first name, comma, single quotes for that space. Crucial, you're getting there. Last name, okay, expressions in there. And then coding skills, we're going to pass in custom values here. Contact GUID, let's grab that contact ID from the very beginning. And then date of birth. Email address. And then first name. We're just going through the motions here, just filling out our record so that we can go ahead and test this out. Last name. Microsoft technology skills, okay. Middle name, if it's there, we're not making it required on that form. Mobile, and can't forget about years of experience with Dynamics 365. So years, there we go. Okay, so we've created that whole record now. Now that we've done that, we want to make sure that record doesn't get created so fast that we can't pass the ID back to the contact. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a condition, but it's going to be empty. And then we're going to wrap that condition inside of a do until. And this do until is essentially going to do nothing until it does something, or allows us to do something. What it's going to do is it's going to check for the candidate ID on that new record that we created is not equal to null. So by leaving it like this is not equal to blank, it's the same thing. So then when that happens, what I want to do is I want there to be an action here, and I want to update a row. Update contact with candidate ID value. And so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and go contacts. My row ID comes directly from my trigger body. It's right here. Okay. And then down here, what we're going to do is we're going to show advanced options, and we're going to go down to the candidate ID field, and we're going to populate that with the value of candidate ID from the newly created record. So now we know it's actually there. We save this record. You may get some warnings from Power Automate thinking that this could create an infinite loop, but in reality, it won't. So you can ignore that warning if you get something like that. Just make sure you always look out for infinite loops because they're easily possible to do. Okay. All right, let's test this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and register. And when I register, I'm going to fill out the rest of this information. Hit no thanks. Fill out this information. All right, and then I'll update this record. And as soon as I update this record, now the contact is going to trigger that Power Automate job. So let's take a look and see if our Power Automate job ran. It ran successfully. It only took 2 seconds. Wonderful. Let's see what actually happened in the system. Do we have a new contact for Mr. Ontiveros? Yep, there's Alex Ontiveros' portal. Looks good. I'm happy about it. They have web authentication. That's definitely the one we just created. And then now let's go to look at our candidates. Here you have it. Here's our candidate that we just created with all of the data around it. So that's all there is to it, team.